Hi. Oh my gosh, this quarantine hair is a mess. But hello, I've never done a live here before, but I wanted to talk about some of the best books that have been changing my life while I'm in quarantine. So let me see, is there comments in here? I do not know. Well, the best books, and it's top five. So I'm talking about the top five books that I'm going to share from everything from personal finance, career development, and just aligning energies. And I think the last book that I'm going to share is a truly game changing book. So make sure you watch the full book list. But before we do that, maybe let's make some tea. I feel like I need tea. Stay with me, and then I'll come right back for the books. How is everyone's? Also, please comment your favorite book. Okay, this camera. Please comment your favorite book. I need to get it together. Your favorite. Ooh, ooh. Cannot wait for quarantine to be done so that I can get this haircut done. But, you know, it's very real. It's a very real time. I'm going to let's make some tea after the water done. I'm thinking something peaceful. I've been trying out this peaceful slumber. This is an herbal tea with chamomile in there. I feel like because we need peace these days. These days we need peace. How do we feel about this orange? Is it too orange? I don't know. I like it. I've been drinking way too much coffee lately, so I'm trying to. I already have the tea. I'd warmed the water before, so I think we're good there. Then I'll just put the tea bag in. We're good to go. So I'm talking about my favorite books. I'm just making a little bit of tea, and then I'm trying to hold the camera at the same time. So excuse me. Oh gosh. Oh no, that's a mess. Um, Making a chamomile tea. Put that in there, and then. Oh, okay. One sec. There we go. There we go. And we're just gonna drink that and then get to the books. Okay, let that brew and we'll start chatting through the books. All right, here we go. Back. All right, cool. So the best books. I'm gonna start from number five. So I got this book. Where did I get this book? I bought it on Amazon, and I'll link them all below. This is The Ride of a Lifetime. Lessons learned from 15 years as CEO of the Walt Disney Company. This is Robert Iger, Bob Iger, they call him in the industry. It's such a book about how he started at ABC through television and then movies. Then he ended up being the CEO and now chairman of Disney. And it's such a masterclass in leadership. I would call this a masterclass in leadership. It's about having principles, about having guts, it's about having vision. And I mean, I like devoured this book. I mean, I have so many pages that I go full dog ear, but let me read you something. You know what Oprah used to read from the books? I'm gonna read you something. And it was about talking about when Disney was acquiring Pixar, and I think someone had written distraction will kill Pixar's creativity. And I love that. I think it's really about like being having like a laser focus when you're working. It's really easy to just do too many things. And I think in this book he really pins that down. And at the end, you know, there's this idea that I love about. I'm talking about this book. This idea that I love about taking big swings, like taking action. He says, and this is at the end where it has lessons to live by. People sometimes shy away from big swings because they build a case against trying something before they even step up to the plate. Come on, long shots usually long shots aren't usually as long as they seem. With enough thoughtfulness and commitment, the boldest ideas can be executed. That's like how I want to live my life, where like you go for it. So that's book five one. And we're going up to five books. the fourth book, game changing book for personal finance. So this is called I Will Teach You to Be Rich. I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. And, you know, I think for a lot of people, personal finance, and let me know if you want me to do a full video on this, because I think there's so much that goes in our heads when you think about money. Like, do we deserve it? Are we good enough? I don't even know how to save. Where do I start? I can't even budget. And there's so many resources, but I think the psychology of it is even worse. To understand kind of your patterns with money. How do I make this brighter? Is that a thing? I do not know. But this, I Will Teach You to Be Rich. And why I like it, it's very like personable but practical. And I think in just like a few weeks, I've revamped, while I've been in quarantine, I've revamped my whole personal finance plan. And honestly, truly, a gift. A gift. Who's in here? Leave a comment if you want to. Um, okay, I don't know. But yeah, this has been so, so good. And it's basically 6 weeks. And, you know, I know those books was like, okay, 6 weeks too, but like this really helps you pin it down. Hey, Kay Buka, how are you doing? Um, First, it teaches you about how to manage your debt. Two, setting up your kind of bank account flow. So when your money comes in, where it goes into the different savings and how to save. I think with a lot of people, they really get stressed with, I don't know. I don't know how to save. And I think this one, it really talks to automatic savings. So when your paycheck comes in, like when my paycheck comes in, there's already the section that goes to saving for, well, the section that goes to paying off student loans. There's a section that goes to like saving for fun. There's a place that goes to saving for a specific goal. There's a place that goes to another account for my daily checking, my like everything that I need for the month. And then you're good, and you're not like worried about where this money going, where it's not going. It's already set up to automatically go there. Then there's a section on buying a car, which I use, and I got the best deal on a new car, which people say you shouldn't buy a new car. But this book is the personal finance book I recommend to everyone, and especially in this time when you have like some weeks to really sort your finances out, unless they're good, you know. If they're good, do it. But this one, game changing. K-Book, I'm also revamping my finances. I live in San Francisco. I'm South African. Love your channel. South Africans Unite. Yes. And I lived in San Francisco before. I used to live, in 2012, I lived in San Francisco. I lived in Soma. Soma, for those that know. For those that don't know, it was cool, but it's not everything. Then another thing I'm doing, and this is the third book. I'm only sharing 5 books. The last book is literally the best book that I know. But this is from a Stanford professor who taught me, and this is about communicate with mastery. So one of the things I've been really trying to do is, you know, like take my communication skills to the next level. I think in business, in life, it's really important to understand how to communicate, and not so much like personal relations, but like how to get your message across with storytelling techniques, with the right analogies, with the right emphasis on the wrong syllable. As what was that movie? Make sure you and I think there's this one framework called AIM, audience, intention, message, and like every time you're trying to communicate something, whether it's a pitch at work, or you know in a YouTube video, or you know, to your family, understanding how to communicate is great. And this man is a master communicator. You should get this book, Communicate with Mastery. Speak with conviction and write for impact, because it's all about communication, and it's been so good. So I've been working through it. I learned this really cool technique from like Nancy Duarte, I think is her name, about like spark lines. So if you want to like have an impactful message, tell people what the state is today, and then give them a grand vision of what it could be in the future, and then take them on that journey through their talk, and they are hooked the whole way through. Hooked. Get it, Amazon. And then, you know, this is a book I come to in times of shakiness. In a shaky time, this is the book that I come to. It's called The 4 Agreements. I'm sure I've spoken about this multiple times, but this is just about like a wisdom book of how to live your life in a way that is aligned and joyous. And, you know, the 4 agreements actually are, we have them here. One is be impeccable with your words. So what you say really matters, and I love that. Speak with integrity, say what you mean, and again, speaking about other people, but also even against yourself. The way we criticize ourselves, not good. The second one is don't take anything personally, and I think this one's really hard. Most times people don't do things to you because of you. They do things because of who they are, and I think you know, you shouldn't be victims of needless suffering because of what other people have gone through. The last one is don't make assumptions, and I think this is so important. It's like you never know where someone's coming from, so take the time to ask them, okay? And then lastly, always do your best. I love this. And your best will change from time to time, but simply do your best and don't judge yourself too much, don't abuse yourself too much. I might just reread this again. I finished it, but I'm gonna read it again. I'm gonna read it again. And then book number 5. This book has been shifting my vibes. And I've been really had the time, really grateful to have it to like start to think about my life a little more. Am I showing what's am I even showing over there? Okay. To really think about my life even more and like who do I want to be? What is it that I want? And like why don't I have those things? Whether it's financially or just like relationships with friends or like health, all of the things that matter. And I was like, why don't I have these things? And I think a lot of it has to do with our psychology, how we're brought up, the way we learned to kind of see our value and get validation in the world. And it can come from a lot of childhood trauma or like experiences that people weren't, I would say, doing to you. They were just living their lives, but they can affect you in your older age. And this book is called You Can Heal Your Life. You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. It's one of those books that's been referenced a lot in work and in life, and come back to it now. I'm rereading from scratch. I'm actually doing the exercises, and you know how those books where it's like do the exercise in the chapter and you just like keep going, but like I'll do them later and you never do them. But these ones you have to do, and it's a lot about self affirmations around loving yourself. Like if you really think about that, right? If people tell you how can you change your, how can my life be better, and they're like you need to just love yourself, you just love yourself. You're like, oh my gosh, can we all just stop? Eye roll. But if you really think about it, why do you do the things that you do? Why don't you have the relationships you want? Why don't you have the health you want? Why don't you have the money you want? Why don't you have the home you want? All of that stuff comes from a lot of limiting beliefs, which means that somewhere along the line you stop kind of believing and loving yourself, and now you need to heal yourself back with love. And it just sounds so kind of, oh my God, the universe, but it's true. You need to, like when I think of, for myself, for example, I want to be healthier, right? Like work out more, and I just don't. And I was like, what's that about? Then I started thinking, oh, it's because, I've always felt like I would never get that body, or I never felt like I know how to work out, or I feel like when I go to the gym I'm judged, right? And then it was like, why do you think that? And then you go a little deeper. It's because growing up I was not athletic, so I decided to do like academics instead of kind of athletic stuff. And it's like you need to love that young child within you again and let them know that you are loved, you can do it, you are worthy of the health and fitness and all the stuff that you want, and really start building from a foundational place. And that's just an example, but this is the work you can do in this book. It requires a lot of mirror work, so you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say things like, Kudzi, I love you, which I know sounds really crazy, but it works. When's the last time you told yourself you loved yourself? Tell me this. We're out here loving everyone, every celebrity, every every car that we buy, every house that we buy, everyone else in our lives. But when have you told yourself you loved yourself? This book, game changing. Anyway, that's that. I didn't even drink my tea, but I bought this. It's one of my first kind of art buys. It's a print of Hollywood Africans by Basquiat, which is amazing, which, I mean, everyone loves him. But I just wanted to share those books. We'll go over them one more time. I'll link them all down below. Hey, Vlad Moreno, we're talking about favorite books. Number 5 was Robert Iger, Ride of a Lifetime, Leadership Principles, Game Changing. Number 4 was I Will Teach You to Be Rich. You got to fix those finances while we have time to think about them. 3 is Communicate with Mastery, learn a new thing, improve, and I've been wanting to improve my communication skills. 2, I Will Teach You to Be Rich. I will teach you, that's not it, is the 4 agreements. This is game changing. And the best of the best of the best is You Can Heal Your Life. I'm telling you, if you love yourself, go back to loving yourself and really think why you don't and why you do. You'll uncover a lot. And yeah, if you want me to do more of these book type live streams or videos, let me know. I'm like looking at all my books, and there's a whole like business books that I love, personal development books that I love, and I'm glad to share more. And next time I can even read some extracts. But that's it. I just wanted to do this. This is fun and really short. I hope next time will let people know ahead of time so that we can all chat together. But bye. Love y'all. And how do what's a highlight? Oh. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? How do I end? How do I end?